Is there earnings this week?
Yes, there is.
What
Tomorrow.
Microsoft earnings? Let's see if Bing tells us what day. Now let's try Google.
Yeah. People tell me there's no difference. It's tomorrow. It is tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah.
April 25th, according to Google. Bing shows not April 25th.
They're like, what's Microsoft?
It really just shows, it shows the share price, couple, like Bing is a really good 2012 search engine.
Wow.
Google
But
has
back in 2012, it was a really good 2003 search engine.
Right. Yeah. It's the old Internet Explorer meme where the Internet Explorer logo is always like 3 years behind going like, wait for me. That's, although Bing now has the AI thing, which again, reminder, they didn't build, which sort of, whatever. Yeah. So that should be interesting.
Yep.
We should also, word on the street is we'll hear more out of the UK about the CMA's findings for the Xbox stuff and their newfound love for approving this and whatever Microsoft.
Yeah, we actually looked at this and we realized, those opinions we got from Sony aren't really very good.
Right.
I finally read a story, by the way. I don't know if it was The Atlantic or some kind of I think it was a mainstream publication. I hope it was anyway, that basically said what I've been saying, which is explain to me why an antitrust agency of the United States is protecting a dominant Japanese company from competition from a U.S.-based company. Please just explain the logic of that, right? Which was one of the very first things I asked. Who are we protecting here? All these little mom and pop, video game stores in the United States or something? Like, no, it's a Japanese conglomerate that's been behaving horribly for decades.
Also, the Google Pixel Duo 3 Fold leaked, which is...
Yep. Yeah, I know you Duo fans love your bezel, so you're going to want to look at this one next.
This thing has a screen on the outside, though, doesn't it?
It does, yes. It is. It's a truly folding phone, right? It's basically whatever I think the Z Fold, is that the name of the?
Yeah, very similar.
Yeah.
I wonder when that thing's coming. Let me change that. I wonder how much that thing's going to cost.
Which one?
The Galaxy Pixel Fold thing.
It's supposed to be $17.99.
Oh.
Yeah. It's coming. They're announcing it in actually about 2 weeks, and then they will ship at the end of June, I believe.
$17.99.
Yeah, same price as the Samsung, which, by the way, the next version, according to the normal schedule, will be announced in August.
So that's like 1.5 iPhones you could buy, right? Or two. No, you could get two basics, not two pros, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, the current pricing on this stuff is like the bigger normal phone is usually like $1,100 now. The Samsung is, by the way, I think I want to say $1,300, something like that. Yeah, I mean, just like a normal phone.
Yeah.
So that's the scale. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not ready for this kind of a device yet. So I'm going to happily not buy one.
But you will buy the $3,000 VR thing Apple's building because that's...
I will not.
Right.
Listen, it's going to be great. I have no doubt about it. I will also not be buying one. I have no doubt about that.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. It's nice to have certainty, Brad.
It could be another Apple Hi-Fi.
Oh, yeah.
It could be another 3D Touch.
Right.
Could be another Ping. The list goes on.
Right, the trash can Power Mac.
Trash can Mac.
Whatever that was called.
Yeah, there's.
Yep. Yeah.
They don't get it always right.
No, of course. It's going to need refinement. I mean, it's going to need dramatic price decreases over time. All kinds of things. But listen, if Apple can't make it in this market goes away. Like there's nothing left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is it. And now, and the problem is they're probably going to do okay. They have the bar here is not.
But think about that from Apple's perspective. What is doing okay? It's got to be a multi-billion-dollar business. Like if they sell this thing and make $500 million, that is not going to cut it.
It's a hobby. It's an investment.
There you go.
I think the bar here is not. It's not going to be an iPad, right? It's it has to be like a slow boil Apple Watch style thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I like I said, there's no short-term version of me ever owning something like this. But I'm as interested in anybody as what they're going to say. We'll see.
I don't know. I think this stuff only makes sense if it's a massive invasion of piracy, privacy.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that makes sense to me is it's an AR style thing that you can walk around with that has very advanced OCR. So as you're walking by streets and whatever, it can pick up where you are in the streets.
Yeah.
It can recognize faces to know if you know those people. And aside from that, like I'm not going to read my news while sitting.
No, right. Yeah, no, the use cases for this stuff have been so limited so far. It's kind of hard to imagine how it could be broadly popular yet. But but that's like the electric car conundrum, right? The issue when these things first start arriving is there are no charging stations. So it's kind of a chicken egg thing, right? And so Apple, because of its size, I think has the clout and money to jumpstart this industry potentially. I'm not claiming it's going to be successful, but maybe I already said that. I don't know. I feel like Apple has the best chance of being successful at this. If that doesn't qualify it enough, I don't know. Look, we're all going to pay attention to it.
We will all make fun of it, and then in 5 years we'll buy one. Maybe.
Well, in 5 years it'll be $9.99 or $4.99 or whatever.
Maybe if we're lucky.
Yeah. That's what has to happen. It can't be. It's not going to be mainstream at $3,000.
No, not even close. I mean, that's
like how well do their studio displays sell?
Right.
And I'm sure the 5 people at the bottom love them. But
what was the one that the Apple IIc or 2e? I can never remember.
Well, which one? What's the point of the device?
I don't know. What did those things start at? Because that's kind of where computers started to go mainstream.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Apple IIc came up in a world where there was a Commodore 64 selling for $199. That thing was probably $799, $999 without a display. I mean, the Apple IIe, I'm sure, was closer to $2,000 or something. I'm sure it was pretty expensive.
14. Looks like it was just as Apple II was $1,400 in 1978.
That's a lot of money in 1978. It's a lot of money now. I mean, once you hit $1,400 on like an Ultrabook, you're hitting diminishing returns. It's like, what are you looking for now? Like, you have to spend more than this.
$6,481.
Yeah, that's a car.
So by that metric, the AR headset at $3,000 is it's a steal, Paul Thurrott.
I mean,
it's a value purchase.
There was a general understanding that computers would be these general purpose tools that we would all have eventually, right? There is very much a debate about whether AR, XR, MR, whatever we're calling this stuff this year, is ever going to achieve that scale. I don't know. We'll see. I've gone from like, oh my God, it's going to be, I know I'm all over the map, but that's the point. I don't think anyone can there's no way anyone with any sense of accuracy or, whatever could come out and say, yeah, this is what's going to happen. We don't know.
Right. I don't know. We'll find out. I mean, we got to wait and see their vision and then see what their pricing is and see how they're getting it into market and then make sure the product actually does what it says and it's not buggy and it doesn't explode on your brain.
I'm just glad they have yet another software platform. I mean, I feel like Apple, if anything, like, are they going to stop at 7 or 8? Like, no, they're going to keep making these. Great. It used to be really simple to be an Apple developer. There were like 2 choices basically. Now it's a little complex.
Here, what do they have? They have desktop, they have mobile, they have TV.
Well, first of all, they have two mobiles, right? iOS and iPadOS, which I know in some ways are the same thing, but in some ways they're not. WatchOS, tvOS. There's this Reality OS thing coming. They have entire. Well, I mean, these things probably span categories or whatever, but all of the, the metal gaming stuff and there's a lot of stuff out. They already have an AR kit right now, don't they? Don't they have?
Yeah,
that
they
stuff
do for
already?
the phones. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's an unbelievable morass of stuff. When you think about what Microsoft tried to do and failed, by the way, but. This universal platform, this notion that you could use the same code base and create an app that runs on phone, runs on tablet, runs on PC, runs on HoloLens, runs on Xbox, whatever. I mean, you can kind of see the point of that, right? Developers would love that to work. I just brought an old Windows 10 computer up. I have the same reaction every time I see Windows 10 where I think if you're just using it every day, you don't really think about it. But when you're used to Windows 11, which to me has a more modern kind of friendlier UI or whatever, Windows 10 very obviously is Windows Phone. It has all the stark outline fonts and graphics and icons and things. Like it's Windows Phone. It's you shrink an app down to a column size thing, and it is a phone UI. Like, it's still there. It's weird. Like, I mean, Microsoft killed Windows Phone like 7 or 8 years ago now. Like, it's weird to me that this thing is sitting out in the world. It's like this fossil walking around, this crashed and broken dreams of the past, just sitting there in real life. It's weird. It was a good idea.
Probably me that way too.
Yep. The Windows Phone of humans. Brad Sams died stupidly.